It's the night the Magnificent Seven ride into town. 7 big fights, 1 huge evening ahead. David Hay, Prince Nassim Hamid and Amir Khan. We hope to be speaking to those three a little bit later in the show. But gentlemen, what a night ahead, Johnny.
It's going to bring everybody out of the woodwork to watch this. Just watching it, everybody coming through, I kind of get jealous and envious to just want to be on the bill. I'm far too old for that now, but I think it's going to be absolutely cracking.
Even though it's quite early, there's still such a buzz about this, isn't there?
It's tremendous. I mean, I think Frank Warren must be breathing a huge sigh of relief. I mean, what a huge undertaking. So many quality matches on the one card, but we're here, we're ready to roll, and it's going to be a terrific night tonight.
Who's going to steal the show for you, Johnny?
Anybody can steal the show, but I'm going for the young gun, Kell Brooks. I think that'll be an outstanding fight. I think it'll be a clash of the titans, that one.
Let's show you what's in store then over the next few hours. The lineup is simply breathtaking. We kick off the night, opening the show, Olympic gold medalist James De Gale against Carl Dilks as super middleweight. Following that, first European title fight of the night. A couple of all-action brawlers, Matthew Hall and Lukáš Konečný. Then 2 world title eliminators back-to-back. The Welshman Nathan Cleverly against Karo Murat, both men unbeaten. And the man they're calling the new Prince Nassim Hamid, Kell Brooks, meets the former world title challenger, Michael Jennings. The night continues. Fight number 5, the heavyweights. The British and Commonwealth titles on the line. Derek Chisora faces Sam Sexton. Enzo Macronelli defends his European cruiserweight title against Alexander Frenkel. And then rounding off the night, Birmingham's very own Matthew Macklin challenges Shalva Jamashvili for the vacant European middleweight crown. A reminder, it's a special event on Sky Box Office. If you're having any difficulty receiving this broadcast, call the number on your screen, 08442 410 888. Well, a glittering night ahead kicks off with an Olympic gold medalist. Here's Ed Robinson.
He proved himself #1 in the unpaid ranks, capturing gold in the Beijing Olympics. And James de Gale's convinced he'll do the same as a pro.
I've got a bit of a head start with the Olympic gold medal, so like people half know me already. But as I say, I'm just looking to get bigger and bigger and hopefully become a world champion.
But Carl Dilks claims he's about to wreck those plans by handing de Gale a serious reality check.
I've called out for the best and it looks like I'm going to get the best of the crop at the minute. But I think this is my big chance to prove that I belong up there at the top.
It's certainly a serious test for the brash Londoner. Dilks has ambitions of his own and was considered desperately unlucky not to win the Commonwealth title against the veteran Charles Adamu.
Adamu gets that. I am absolutely amazed by that. That is bizarre.
The Liverpool hope clearly has the edge in experience and possesses decent power. But can he match the slick southpaw for sublime talent?
Styles make fights, you know, I'm coming here to win. And it's easy throwing 80, 90 punches at opponents who aren't punching back.
All these people I'm fighting now, I'm their golden ticket. If they beat me, they're going to go on to bigger and better things. So I've got to be switched on for this fight, obviously.
After a nervous start in the paid ranks, there's been no holding de Gale back as he's raced to 7 straight wins, improving with every performance.
What a shot, that ends the fight. What a classy finish from de Gale. Oh, so very classy.
I think I'm going all the way. I know I'm going all the way. I train very hard. I've got heaps of dedication. Yeah, I've got it all. I've got it all.
So is de Gale as good as he thinks, or is he in for a rude awakening?
You won't have to go chasing me around the ring. I'll meet him in the centre and we'll see who's left.
I'm going to be at my best and I'm looking forward to putting on a good, solid show.
A little bit of needle ahead of this one. Johnny, James de Gale has the potential to be exceptional, doesn't he?
You've got to remember, he's 24 years old. His first professional fight was rather sticky. He didn't like the reception he got. He loved the fame more than the game. Now he's got very professional about his attitude and wants to fight, wants to be successful, and know he's now the hunted, and everybody's watching him, know that he's a meal ticket.
His opponent, Carl Dilks, has been winding de Gale up a bit. He looks very, very focused, Jim.
Yeah, well, I think this is the first opponent de Gale has faced who honestly believes that he can beat him. I don't think he's good enough to beat him, but I think he's good enough to really test him and ask a lot of questions. He's showing great form at the moment. He's unfortunate not to be a champion already. He's rated above de Gale, so he looks upon this as a huge opportunity, and he's going to go for it with both hands, I'm sure.
The first of 7 live fights coming your way. Sit back, enjoy the action. High definition here on Sky Box Office HD. That's channel 752. Also available in standard definition on Sky Box Office channel 743. Kicking off the commentary, Adam Smith and Glenn McCrory, after our MC, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for the first of our special attractions. Please welcome the boxers as they make their way to the ring. First, joining us to the red corner from Liverpool, please welcome Carl Dilks.
So back-to-back, wall-to-wall action in this Birmingham bonanza. Begins with a clash that certainly lit up the press scene here all week. Here comes the hard-working and tough Carl Dilks from Liverpool. Once upon a time, he was a goalkeeper at Anfield as a youngster, but he swapped the gloves and chose a different sporting path. Good amateur career and a stint out in the army in Iraq. He's a tough man. He's amassed a good record, 14 wins in 16, and an argument that he really should be an unbeaten fighter. Just 2 controversial defeats. He's ready and he's decent, Glenn, too.
He's more than decent, you know, he's shown plenty of bravado. He's talked the talk in this build-up to the de Gale fight. He's got a great opportunity here to really wreck the plans of the golden boy of British boxing. And, you know, he wants to do it. It's whether, when he gets in there and that bell rings, is the belief still going to be there? If it is, he could give de Gale a very tough fight.
Chirpy character out of the ring. In he goes, Carl Dilks. Big night for him. Heavy underdog, but feels he will pull off the shot.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, joining us to the blue corner, Here is the 2008 Olympic gold medalist from London, James "Chunky" DeGale.
Are we looking at a future star of British sport? The flash, articulate and appealing West London live-wire James DeGale. He shot to fame with an Olympic golden display in Beijing. He's attracting the headlines with his sharp shooting southpaw skills and his big mouth. He says he's like Marmite. People will love him or hate him. I tell you what, Glenn, he might just have that essential X-factor ingredient.
Yeah, but I think he's got the potential and talent to be just about anything he wants to be. It's whether, you know, he can keep his feet on the floor, he can believe in himself, and he can carry that on with the dedication that he needs. If he can get that, then he really can set this country alight in boxing.
He changes his ring outfits every single time. He's had gold. Last time it was pink at Upton Park. This one is blue. And to the blue corner he will go. James "Chunky" DeGale.
Okay, comes James. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you, and we welcome you to the LG Arena here at the National Exhibition Centre at Birmingham, England, as we have a big night of boxing coming your way. The Magnificent Seven, and it's all brought to you by Frank Warren in association with FrankWarren.tv, live and exclusive on Sky Box Office. At this time, we present the first of our special attractions. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. The steward in charge is Dave Roden. Introducing to you our three judges scoring this bout from ringside. From All Hallows, Richie Davies. From Wellingborough, John Keane. And from Birmingham, Terry O'Connor. Our third man in the ring, our referee in charge from Doncaster, Mr. Howard Foster. All right, fans, here we go. 10 rounds of boxing, an eliminator for the British Super Middleweight Championship elimination bout. Introducing to you first on my left, he is fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks with white and green trim. He weighed in at 11 stone, 13 pounds, 8 ounces. His fine record stands at 14 wins, 2 losses, with 5 wins coming by way of knockout. From Liverpool, please welcome Carl Dynamite Dilks. And his opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, really needing no introduction on these shores. Wearing blue trunks with gold trim, he weighed in at 12 stone even. Following his brilliant amateur career, he is undefeated in his campaign as a professional with a record of 7 wins, no losses, 5 wins coming by way of knockout. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2008 Olympic gold medalist from Harlesden, London, introducing the undefeated James "Chunky" Timekeepers at the bell, also keeping count of the knockdowns, Brian Heath and Harry Foxhall, and a referee in charge now to give instructions, Howard Foster.
Okay, lads, spoke to you both in the dressing room. You both know I expect. Keep it clean, break straight away when told, and both of you watch your heads. Good luck to you both. Touch gloves.
First of the Magnificent Seven, and first real test in the fledgling career of Harlesden's cool, charismatic and classy James DeGale. An eliminator for the British super middleweight title. Champion Paul Smith's at ringside. DeGale needed 2 trips to the scales to make the 12-stone limit. No problem for Carl Dilks, who's fired up here. There's been verbals in the build-up. Is DeGale too clever and too good? Or can Dilks expose some weaknesses?
Well, Dilks hasn't got to get overawed. He's got to keep to his game plan. Chin down, go to work, take the fight to De Gale.
De Gale from the orthodox stance switches back to his preferred southpaw. Right hand from Dilks. He's done nothing much wrong, Carl Dilks, in his pro career so far. Desperately unlucky not to win the Commonwealth title against Charles Adamu. But De Gale is slick and he's quick. That was low.
Well, sometimes his style is a little bit too relaxed, though. Goes to sleep a little bit. De Gale, he's really got to keep his concentration here this evening.
He's coming off a fifth-round victory over Sam Horton on the big Upton Park bill, with Kevin Mitchell and Michael Katsidi stopping it. Here comes the hand speed of De Gale. The hooks from side to side, and he has more of a concentration on his face than he did that night against Horton.
Well, it's getting a little bit nasty in the build-up, so he might have a point to prove, De Gale.
Says he's a level or two above Dilks, who's already got some blood by the nose. Says that Dilks doesn't throw enough punches. Here comes De Gale. It's a great start for the Olympic gold medalist.
A little bit bemused, Dilks, at the moment with the movement, stepping side to side, changing stance from De Gale.
Different angles, and already the nose looks battered for Carl Dilks. He's walking into some of these shots in the first round. Can't cope with the razzle-dazzle of De Gale at the moment.
And he just has to keep his mind on the job, Dilks. It's getting a little bit tough already for him in there, with De Gale just stepping round, just making them look rather pedestrian in this round.
Eyes already puffing up too, especially that right one of Dilks. Looks out of his depth. Great burst from De Gale. And that's it, it's over in a round. Carl Dilks is stopped for the first time in his life, and James De Gale with a stunning start to this magnificent 7 show. 8 out of 8. He stepped up and he blew away Carl Dilks in a ferocious storm.
Yeah, it really was a bit like a rabbit in the headlights. Dilks, De Gale poured on the pressure, and Dilks has got a cut on his eye and a damaged nose. So in just a short time, he certainly hurt him in there.
1 or 2 boos ringing out, possibly because they might have felt the stoppage was a little premature. Was that right, though, of Howard Foster, one of our best referees?
You know, I think if you ask Dilks now, I don't think he thought it was premature. I think he was getting caught with good shots. He didn't know where the punches were coming from. It was just a matter of levels, and James De Gale was from a different level. You know, he's destined for big things for me. I think he's very, very talented. Getting the shots off very early on, seemed a little bit bemused, Dilks, with the switching of stance and the movement from De Gale. And it was good pressure. Didn't know where the punches were coming from. Good long left hand might have been the one that damaged the nose there. But he's getting his hands up, but he's a little bit bemused, and the cut to the eye you can see there. And, you know, he wasn't really even warmed up yet, I don't think, De Gale.
James De Gale predicted a 6th round stoppage. He needed less than a round. A blistering beginning to the big show here in Birmingham. And James De Gale is a man going places, have no doubt about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a time of 2 minutes 54 seconds in round number 1. Our referee in charge, Howard Foster, stops the contest. The fighter in no condition to continue. He is the winner of the British Super Middleweight Eliminator. He is still undefeated, James "Chunky" De Gale.
We wanted a glittering start to the night. It doesn't come much more impressive than that, does it? A one-round blowout victory for James de Gale. He'll have seen that. Matthew Hall, a European title tilt in a couple of moments' time. Former Commonwealth champion, chunky, exciting slugger who models himself on Mike Tyson, taking on Lukáš Konečný. Tough opponents, never been stopped in a 47-fight career. Comes from the Czech Republic. How will he fare? Let's hear from James de Gale right now, talking to Ed Robinson.
Well, James, that was supposed to be a tough test. How happy are you with that result and that performance?
I'm very happy. Obviously, I didn't get out of first gear. I thought Carl Dilks was going to be in here a bit longer, to be honest, but as I said, from day dot, box is all about levels, and I know what level I'm at. I know where I'm going, but it's just a stepping stone. It's just a stepping stone, but I'm pleased with it. I'm pleased with it.
Was it a fair stoppage? Was it a little bit early?
Pardon?
Was it a fair stoppage? Was it a little bit early?
Well, he was going to get more punishment the longer it would have went on. Do you know what I'm saying? And he didn't complain, so it was fair. It was fair. But I'm just disappointed. I've done all that hard training for like 10 weeks, and I've gone one round. But hopefully, Frank can get me out soon.
Do you feel you're a level above everyone in Britain already?
Domestically, and no disrespect to no one domestically, but I am domestically the best already. Obviously, there's Carl Frock, he's the world champion, whatever, in the Super 6. Then there's Paul Smith, you've got Paul Smith. You've got the European champion, Ian McGee. I feel like Brian McGee, sorry. I feel like I can compete with them already. So, as I say, I'm a man on a mission, and whoever Frank puts in front of me, I'll box.
Frank, will it be British champion Paul Smith? That was an eliminator.
I want George Groves next. He's here.
The Commonwealth champion, your old amateur rival.
We want that fight next December. We want George Groves. He's called him out. Now we're saying, right, now put your money where your mouth is. You got it on my show in December. I've offered them good money. They'll get the written offer on Monday. That's the fight everyone keeps saying they want. He wants it. I want it. Let's get it on.
Ugly, James. Bring it. Bring it, ugly boy. Let's do this.
We hope it happens.
Been brewing up for a while, that, hasn't it? A fight with George Groves. Do you think that could happen in the near future, Johnny?
I do think it can happen. What an unbelievable display by de Gale there. I thought that fight was going to be a little bit harder, but he totally schooled Dilks. Surprisingly schooled him with ease and didn't get out of first gear. That's blown me out of the water.
How impressed were you with that performance, Jim?
Totally impressed. I think he underlined his quality right from the off. I think Dilks was shocked at the speed. He couldn't cope with the southpaw stance, and I think that the sheer physical strength and presence of de Gale, I think he was really shocked. He had a shocked look in his face. He knew straight away he couldn't cope with it. At first, I thought maybe the stoppage was a little bit early, but the fact that Dilks didn't complain, well, maybe it was quite right for Howard Foster to get him out of there. But straight away, you could see he did not know what to do with de Gale. Southpaw stance, with his sheer strength and presence, as I'm calling it. He just stood right over him, did pretty much what he liked, as long as it lasted.
Out-tapped him, out-jabbed him, dropped the shots to the body far too fast for him. At times when Dilks wanted to protect the head, de Gale was smart enough to drop it to the body really quick. 2 straight shots just before the stoppage. That frustrated him, but bemused him. He thought, what is going on here? It was far too... completely different.
So fast, so accurate.
Yeah, I think the big problem is I really felt Dilks would have brought out the best of James de Gale, but second gear was more than enough. He did not allow him into the fight. I think Dilks come into the fight thinking of 12 rounds. And de Gale was the opposite. He knew. He's looking for the stoppage.
It's fights like this that make you think it's going to be a hard one, but when they make it so easy, you then realise how outstanding these fighters can possibly be, given them the chance.
James de Gale getting the night off to an absolute flyer. Up next, our first European title fight of the evening. Here's Ed Robinson.
Exciting slugger Matthew Hall has an unexpected chance to become European champion tonight as he takes on fellow warrior Lukáš Konečný.
Yeah, it's a great chance. I want to take it by both hands. I want to take that belt back to Manchester. I need to use my attributes to the best of my ability, which is short, sharp and fast, powerful shots.
I have 47 fights. I have 250 in amateur record, so I should be a better fighter.
Hall looked a sensational prospect when he blasted out Bradley Price last year to win the Commonwealth title. But a disappointing defeat against Anthony Small led to some soul-searching.
It damaged my pride more than anything because I'm a proud man, and to get beat in front of my own crowd and perform terrible, it did. But I've gone back to the drawing board, made a few adjustments.
He's a better fighter than people give him credit for, and he could win this. You know, he won't have to go looking for this guy. He'll stand in front of him, so at the end of the day, if he can tough it out, then he'll get it.
Konečný won't be as unorthodox or awkward as Small. But the veteran former world title challenger from the Czech Republic has won 44 of 47 fights. And like Hall, he simply loves to attack.
I will be a winner. It's sure for me.
I'm just going to work to my strengths. I want to keep on top of him. Plenty of movement and angles and plenty of work to the body. And I really think I'll break the kid down.
Jim, an unexpected opportunity this for Matthew Hall at this level.
Hall must be thanking his lucky stars, because I'm sure after the Anthony Small fight he thought it would be a long time before he'd get another opportunity. And the good news about this, he's facing a fighter who's pretty similar to himself. He's not the most adaptable fighter in the world, Matthew Hall, but he's very powerful, very strong, and Konečný has a similar style. He's boxed in far higher class than Matthew Hall, but he's 32, he's been in a lot of tough fights, so timing of fights are so important. Has this opportunity come at the right time? It's a huge opportunity. He'll go for it.
He showed what he's good at when he fought Bradley Price for the Commonwealth title.
He showed his strength, his determination. When he's got somebody there stood in front of him that wants to try and mix it with him, which Konečný will probably try and do, that is in a world of his own. He loves it, and he's very good at it. Changes the shots from the body to the head, but with power at a short distance, a 4-inch distance, he can create power to put somebody down.
Well, he models himself on Mike Tyson, and you can see the similarities here, the black shorts, no socks, and the way he stands and delivers short, jolting punches. And this is what we see when an opponent fights his kind of fight, he has a chance with anyone.
Looks for the openings up close when he's so in tight, and most fighters at that point are trying to cover up, ready to block the shots. He's looking for the opening. As soon as it comes, takes it, doesn't think twice about it.
And I think he's a fighter with the right kind of temperament. I don't think he'll worry about the huge occasion tonight. I think he'll be so pleased that this chance has come right out of the blue. And this is a man he faces. Tough nut, proven at world title level. It's a big job Hall has in his hands.
Lukáš Konečný is his name. Never been stopped in a 47-fight career, which is impressive, being in with some good men.
That's right. Shows he can box, shows he can punch, shows he knows he can do the distance. So remember, he's completed the 12-round distance 6 times. To Hall has never completed the 12-round distance. So to him, he has all the experience.
And boxed for a world title too, took a good champion to a majority verdict. So he's coming here. We don't know how well he's going to travel here, but he's experienced, he's tough. Underline again, he's 32 with a lot of hard fights on his card, but he's proved he can cope at the top level, which Hall hasn't really done.
Fight number 2 of the Magnificent 7 coming next. Can Matthew Hall become a European champion?
before a fight that can really be very upsetting. Again, back to the James DeGale thing, he's having to box sooner than he thought he would, so maybe he doesn't have his mind right, maybe he's not warmed up properly. That can be an issue, but the fact that there's been a delay with the gloves, that'll give him a little bit of time to get his head around it. I mean, we've said already, he models himself on Mike Tyson. Well, he used to come into the ring dripping in sweat, so I think Matthew likes to do something similar.
Let's get a quick update right now. Ed Robinson backstage. You can bring us more, Ed.
Well, Matthew Hall should be gloved up now and ready to go in his big European title fight against Lukáš Konečný. So, Anthony Farnell, why isn't he?
Well, the glove, the foam attached to the glove, it was nicked off, so when we were separated, so the thumb can go in the eye. But they signed the gloves, they signed them over, we're ready to go out, and someone said, no, you can't go out. So, but there's no rush. We still keep him calm and collected.
It won't disturb his preparation?
No, it won't. We've been through it all before. He's ready. He's ready now. So
you're waiting for new gloves to be brought in now?
Yeah. We're waiting for new gloves now, and we just got to stay warm and relaxed. Matty's ready, so there's no. If we panic, he'll get on top of us. But we're just not panicking. We're taking our time, and Matty's going to win that title.
He's going to become European champion for Manchester.
He sure is for Manchester. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Anthony.
Too much, Jim.
I said, a few minutes ago, he has the perfect temperament for the fight game. He won't be troubled in the slightest. But it's just a pity. I mean, these are the reasons that you put your boots on in plenty of time. You get your hands taped up in plenty of time to make sure they're not too tight, they're not too loose, and you put the gloves on in plenty of time too. So a little lesson learned here. But I say again, it's the James DeGale thing. He's knocked the timetable right up there with that dramatic one-round finish.
The tools of your trade, aren't they? Your gloves have got to feel right. We saw before the Naz Barrera fight, there's all sorts of shenanigans going on with the gloves, and he had to get it right.
Of course, the problem with a lot of fighters is they like the thumb to be away from the gloves so they can really clench a good fist. You don't know what's happened here in the whole dressing room before we've got in there, but now he's got to get the gloves on, warm up, get a few combinations off to work those gloves in, and then get in the ring. Will they give him enough time to do that? I don't know.
Jim, just tell us about when they're getting the gloves on, what are they actually doing? How have they got to tie them up?
Well, obviously you have to make sure that they're firm enough. You have to, as you see, they're wrapping the tapes up now to make sure the knot doesn't cause injury up close to the opposition. But I mean, thankfully the gloves are there now, and we don't seem to have any other problems. The worry I've got is the fact that his pre-fight routine has been upset, and that's very important. You can be nervous before a fight. You can disguise those nerves. This fellow doesn't look in the slightest nervous, but I think his pre-fight routine has been upset, and that could be a pity. So it might take him a couple of rounds to get started, whereas normally he starts as soon as the first bell sounds.
Not even a warm-up to get in the pads to get out there. Now they've got to get straight out there and get in the ring. That ain't a good sign. That's not a good feeling.
That is the big problem. That is the big problem. His pre-fight routine has been totally upset, totally taken away from him.
Credit to him, he's making his way to the ring walk area. European title fight, Matthew Hall, Lukáš Konečný, MC, Mark Burdis.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the vacant European Light Middleweight Championship. Please welcome into the ring from the Czech Republic, Lukáš Konečný.
Well, he's looked relaxed and pretty confident all week here in the Midlands. The vastly experienced European-level operator, Lukáš Konečný, all smiles in the pre-fight head-to-heads, but then he's had a solid career which stretches back to June 2001. He's boxed all over the place in Germany, Spain, Italy, Austria, Slovenia, Poland, Russia, now England for fight number 48. He's tough, he's rough, he's never been stopped, only 3 defeats in 9 years, and he's nearly become a world champion. It's good form, Glenn.
Yeah, he is on good form, and he's looking confident. Certainly any problems haven't bothered him. He's coming in here, he's won his last 8. He can punch a bit, he's a decent stylist, he's solid enough. He's going to meet Hall head-to-head, you'd think, but, he doesn't seem too perturbed about that opportunity, does he?
He's lapping this up, enjoying every single moment. Lukáš Konečný, a very hard, tough man, and he's super confident. He doesn't think Hall will bring anything to worry him.
Please welcome
into the ring, from Manchester, England, Matthew Hall.
So interesting having his pre-fight routine disturbed, and he hasn't warmed up on those pads. Is that a problem for Manchester's exciting, stocky slugger Matthew Hall? It's a magnificent opportunity on this Magnificent 7 show. It's a short notice title tilt for the former Commonwealth champion, who suffered a couple of torrid knockout defeats, but he's rebuilt, and he believes he's a markedly improved fighter under Anthony Varnell. He's hungry, he's fun to watch, he's back to entertain us. But is he ready after what happened back there?
You know, that shouldn't really bother him, to be honest. Fighters get used to this in the gym, you know. If you're training fighters, you try and give them tests like this, where you give them a little time to warm up and all that, just to test them. And I think, you know, mentally, he'll be fine with this. That's the sort of person he is. He's a rough and ready character, you know, and he's got plenty of time to warm up when he gets in there.
That's how he fights too. This one could be a perler. Let's have a look at how they line up. 6 years younger, Matthew Hall, but he's got the disadvantages in height and reach, both tucked in under the 11-stone limit. And both look good on the scales yesterday, I thought. The experience and the higher level with Konečný. Nearly 300 rounds, but the knockout percentage you can see in Matthew Hall's favour. He could really bang. Very, very tight, the odds. Matthew Hall evens, Konečný a slight favourite, 6-5 on, but it's a real pick'em. This one's splitting the trade.
Frank Warren, in association with FrankWarren.tv, proudly present 12 3-minute rounds for the vacant light middleweight championship of Europe, live and exclusive on Sky Box Office. Your officials were appointed by the European Boxing Union and the British Boxing Board of Control, and your 3 scoring judges at ringside are Mr. Robin Dopier, France, Mr. Erkki Merinen of Finland, and Mr. Andre Pasquier, France. Your British Boxing Board of Control steward in charge is Mr. Dave Roden, and your EBU supervisor is Mr. Marco Giuliani of Belgium. When the action begins, your referee in charge is Mr. Guido Cavalieri of Italy. Your timekeeper at the bell is Mr. Brian Heath. And now to introduce the contestants. Firstly, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black and red shorts at yesterday's weigh-in. Heat scaled, 10 stone, 12 pounds, 12 ounces. He comes to the ring tonight with a record of 44 wins against just 3 losses, with 21 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Czech Republic, please welcome Lukáš Konečný. And across the ring stands the former Commonwealth champion, wearing the black and gold shorts, weighing in 10 stone, 13 pounds, 12 ounces, fighting out of the blue corner with a record of 23 wins from 25 contests, with 16 of those wins coming by knockout. Please welcome, from Manchester, England, El Torito, Matthew Hall. Your referee will now give his final instructions to both boxers.
Gentlemen, please, remember what I told you in the changing room, okay? Shake an hand, good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, 12 3-minute rounds for the vacant European Light Middleweight Championship.
2 come forward aggressors who may well meet in centre ring. It could be a compelling clash, this. Matthew Hall and Lukáš Konečný, they've trained long and hard, but for different opponents. The Czech Republic fighter was meant to challenge Ryan Rhodes for this European crown. Rhodes forced out through injury, and Hall was taken off another show. He was due to fight a southpaw in Cedric V2, and now these two go head-to-head. And Glenn, they're similar warriors, aren't they?
Yeah, very similar styles. You think they'd be both in the centre of the ring for a lot of this fight. And, you know, the style of Konečný, might suit Hall. On the other hand, Hall's style might be made for Konečný.
It's a sort of mirror image here. Could make for a tantalizing mix. Hard and brutal, possibly. Trying to get that upper body moving. Matthew Hall, the shoulders rolling. And apply the pressure, but Konečný, a very hard man. Good body shot from Hall.
This could be entertaining.
Back from Konečný, right hook to the body and an uppercut. It's close quarters, telephone box stuff already.
He's getting off with a couple of good shots early on, Hall. There's a good body shot, nice left hook to the head.
This might just suit him, Matthew Hall. I think the awkward style of Anthony Small wasn't really his cup of tea, but this is what he likes, what he relishes, a toe-to-toe terror.
Konečny's been in plenty of these over the years. Good enough to challenge for a world title and just lose on points.
Good defense there from Konečný. Doesn't look like the glove issue has bothered Hall. He's right down to business. Good work from Konečný there. This could be very grueling, Glenn, already.
Yeah, and some of these rounds could be hard to score, could be close. Both of them are very similar. It's who's going to get the punches through the high-held guard they both have.
I was speaking to Ryan Rose last night, and he said there will be so many hooks thrown in the middle of the ring. And that has started in this very first round. Big right from Matthew Hall. Might come down to defense this.
Konečny's certainly thrown plenty himself, and he's getting through with a few good ones.
Good uppercut, Konečný, both having their successes. Right hand back from Matthew Hall. El Torito, the bull, gauls himself.
Slightly the busier of the two, Konečný, although Hall come with a nice little flurry there.
Like the touch paper, this one is going to be hot. So much ahead on this wonderful bill, and there's Kell Brook. What a night for him. Unbeaten in 21, the 24-year-old could be a real star of the future. He's got a massive test, though, against Michael Jennings. Proven experience, crafty and confident Jennings. Could be the fight of the night, that. Sam Sexton, well, he is really confident. He's had a fantastic camp, and he's in with Derek Chisora. British and Commonwealth heavyweight clash. It's a rematch. Plenty of spice in that one, too, to look forward to. And this one has started, well, as we anticipated, pretty fast and furious.
It started good, and we're looking for that to carry on through this wonderful evening. Some good matchups.
Could you split them in the opener?
I just slightly give it to Konečný. I think he was a little bit busier, landed with the better punches.
I thought
more
Hall,
accurate.
I thought Hall nicked it, so this could be fascinating to score as well as to watch. Ball with the orange stripes down his black trunks. Black boots a la Mike Tyson, his hero, and the black and red of Lukáš Konečný, the 32-year-old from the Czech Republic. No feeling out process.
Both these fighters, you know, are very strong in there.
Good right hand from Konečný. Might have the edge in speed, that's a possibility. Certainly has the knowledge, the experience of operating on a higher plane to Hall. That's good work from Konečný.
Yeah, for me, he's just getting his hands up, the better of the two, and coming back with the cleaner punches, Konečný.
Hall tries to target the body. Had a great win in this, the second round of a Bradley Prize to win the Commonwealth title. But he's fallen apart. Hall before against Martin Conception and Anthony Small. Good uppercut from Konečný, finding the gaps.
Hall winding the left hook up, having successes himself.
Right cuffing punch from Matthew Hall, who just tries to stalk his way around the ring and hunt down Konečný, who answers him. The referee could just take a ringside seat here, Glenn.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to turn out like that. Hall lands with a good right. And then Konečný comes back with the left and the right to the body.
Whipping shots from both men. They've got these powerful shoulders. They're built the same.
Yeah, very similar styles, aren't they? Just more experienced Konečný, and he's showing it. Better guard, cleaner punches landing.
Well, right hand from Konečný. That whistle onto Hall's chin. He's had the better of this second round. Hall comes back, firing last 15 seconds. What thunderous action. Not for the faint-hearted, this. The stall has been set, but Konečný took that one. Welcome back. We're not watching a tactical chess match here between Matthew Hall and Lukáš Konečný. Anything but.
No, this is just solid boxing. Good, rugged stuff, isn't it? Toe-to-toe, head-to-head, just getting on with the job and letting the shots go. And this is going to be hard, you sense, for Hall. He's going to have to tough it out.
A slugfest, trench warfare. Quick start to the third from Matthew Hall, the 26-year-old from Middleton in Manchester. Aiming to become a European champion in this surprise shot. But he's taken it. Can he have his best ever boxing night? Lukáš Konečný says he's not fazed by travelling or by Matthew Hall's artillery, and he will prevail and return to the Czech Republic as the European 11-stone king. Body shots from Konečný.
Hall's got to try and pick his punches better, just to get them round the gloves, to land on the target. Hitting the gloves a bit too much.
Right hand from Hall on this magnificent 7 show. This is surely going to be a case of last man standing. Right hand from Hall. Both having their successes. Hall digging those elbows in.
Well, this is going to be a case of the toughest one's going to prevail in a fight like this. Who's got most left in the tank?
Hall younger and fresher, maybe with that extra ambition and the home advantage, but Konečný with all that experience. He's been there, he's seen it, and he might well be able to deliver when it matters.
He's doing better in this round, though, Hall. Blocking his shots, and he's thrown a few more out there. This is a nice little stage in the fight for Hall.
Yep, crunching hooks from Matthew Hall. No nonsense, old-fashioned throwback type of a fighter. Still Konečný with the occasional body shot, and just a gulp of air from Hall as he comes back for the next assault.
Konečný elected to move a little bit more than he has in the previous rounds.
Hardly a jab has been thrown. Big swinging hooks from side to side, back and forth.
But for the most part, Hall's managed to keep the centre of the ring and come in control in this round.
Yep, Konečný just looking for more angles, using his feet. Hall rumbles on. One just winced there. Was that a little low?
Yeah, just a little.
More rugged action. Did Hall just nick that one?
This one, right? It's not going to be a one. It's not going to be a one.
Now the deep breaths from Lukáš Konečný. 47 fights, only ever lost 3 times. World title challenger, and he's won his last 8 fights. Bang in form, and Hall still rebuilding in the other corner from that loss to Anthony Small. So you can see why Konečný started the slight favourite here.
Yeah, but I just sensed that Hall had warmed up all of a sudden in the 3rd round. Maybe the first 2 rounds were just taking him a little bit of time, not getting a good warm-up in the dressing room, and he seemed to do better in the 3rd.
The computer goes for Konečný so far. 3 judges at ringside, maybe split already. 9 minutes of brutality so far. Here's the 4th round. And you expect they'll just go straight back into attack. I mean, have either of these fellas got a plan B, or are they just going to do it the hard way?
No, I think it's going to have to be the hard way. That's the way they fight. Neither one's a fancy Dan. And a good matchup to see them both together.
It's an excellent matchup. And it's brewing into a lovely battle for these fans in Birmingham, who are going to see all sorts of different things during the night. Skills, rangy, boxing, needle, and here, clubbing punches. And mean intent.
They're both solid professionals, aren't they? You know, they just go about the business, head-to-head, center ring, hands up, letting the punches go. Good one for the crowd.
Both again getting through the guard, showing speed for light middleweights. Hall with the slight edge in power. He's got 16 knockouts in his 23 wins, but to be fair, that's at the lower level, so might not have the same effect.
Yep, he's been in with the better fighters, more experienced. Konečný. Will that tell down the stretch?
He's also completed 12 rounds on 6 occasions. Hall never past 8. It's a hard ask, this, for Manchester's popular fighter, who ships a right hand. Has he just found that mirror image, who's a little bit more rounded?
Yeah, he picked it up again in this round, Konečný, looking for body shots.
Again draws a breath, Hall. Konečný just steely determination, whipping these punches in, and good defense.
You know, there's very little in all of these rounds. You know, who's getting through the most? I think Konečný has done better, cleaner punches.
I think he's just starting to trouble Hall, Glenn. Body shots, a couple to the head as well. We've seen Hall unravel. He marches forward. But Konečný keeping tight and winning this 4th.
It just looks a little like it's getting that much harder for Hall, doesn't it? He's having to think about it in there.
Whose will break, whose steam will run out. It's Konečný with a very good end to that one.
Was? Super. Der ist schön kaputt. Ja? Du siehst jetzt alles. Aber Lukas, ich will doch, dass du noch schlauer bist. Ja? Du fängst mir schon an, selber einzukämpfen. Du willst doch nicht kämpfen.
And there's a reason for that.
Okay.
European established.
Aufzukämpfen. Ja? Noch mit Kopfboxen, mein
And starting to gain control of this. Body shots over double from Konečný. He's finding the gaps.
Yeah, he changed his tactics slightly. You did ask him if any of them had a plan B, and he has showed a little bit more experience, hasn't he, Konečný, by giving him a little bit more movement. There wasn't a great deal, but just slipping from side to side, giving Hall a few more angles and throwing the shots from in a wider arc, and that has been successful. And I think he's probably a couple of rounds up now for me, Konečný.
And the odds more now in the favour of Konečný. 5-2 on to win this. Hall 7-4 against. Certainly the momentum swung in that fourth, but out comes Matthew Hall. He knows one way, and that's to go forward, use that aggressive sawn-off shotgun type style. But I asked earlier, Glenn, if this would be one on defence, and to me, Konečný has the tighter one at the moment.
He has, gets his hands up, catches them on the gloves, keeps coming forward. And you just wonder if this will start to get to the mind of Matthew Hall, if the doubts will start to come in. You know, he's been stopped twice in the past, and whether when he starts to get hard down the stretch, will Konečný come through?
They're expending so much energy, and there is a long, long way to go. Konečný went 12 rounds with Michele Piccirillo, the former world champion, even floored him. Yeah, that's solid form, and he's finding Hall an easier target.
Yeah, Hall's hands are coming down a little bit. Defense getting somewhat sloppy.
Doesn't seem as much power as well in the fists of Matthew Hall. He's being backed up ever so slightly for the first time here.
Yeah, inside the glove, the referee says. But they're throwing that many shots. It's hard to tell, isn't it?
Again, good defence from Konečný. Is Matthew Hall going to be beaten at his own game? They both land. Hall tries to whip through the right hand.
Using left hook from Hall. Rolling forward, trying to get the punches on. It's important to keep Hall's spirits high in that corner.
These body shots, Glenn, are just starting to become a problem for Matthew Hall. Throwing out the fists, but Konečný just sucking it up. A hardened feel about Lukáš Konečný. He doesn't look like he's going anywhere, and he turns it on towards the end of these sessions.
Yeah, lots of punches now from Konečný. He now punched now, Matthew Hall.
And these body shots bringing down the arms of Hall. An uppercut goes in, and a big noise from the red corner. They know that Lukáš Konečný is winning this now.
Let's do it then, lad. Come on. Let's do this. Keep it still. Let's do this, man. Come on.
Anthony Farnell was saying there, you know, do you want this more than him? You got a new baby at home. Might not come down to it. I think he really is desperate, Matthew Hall, for victory. Is he quite good enough, though?
Well, you saw that beautiful uppercut, and I think that's starting to take the will away from Matthew Hall. You just sensed his spirits were starting to drop a little bit, and Anthony Farnell trying to lift him.
Chucks out a couple of right hands, but the odds widen even more against Matthew Hall. 6-1 on now, Konečný. Hall needs a punch from somewhere to trouble the fighter from the Czech Republic, who's never been halted. I don't think he's ever been down amateur or pro as well, Lukáš Konečný. It's a tough, tough job, this, for Hall.
Problem for Hall is a lot of his punches are hitting the gloves of Konečný. Konečny's getting through with more of his. That's because the defense getting a bit sloppy. See how the hands are starting to come down.
And Glenn, styles make fights. You know, if Konečný was in with Ryan Rhodes, it would be a totally different affair. Rhodes, a slick boxer who uses angles. Hall stands in front of you.
Yeah, you know exactly what you've got with Matthew Hall, and Konečny's seen it all before, hasn't he? He's out-toughed some tough cookies.
Good spirit, though, from Hall. Trying to get flowing again. Annoyed when he missed there. But here comes Konečný, left hand. That caught Hall's chin. Bad moments for the Manchester fighter. And Konečný can sense it, and down goes Hall in the 6th round. Just getting too much. The heat of battle, and he's slow to his feet, as if he almost knows now, Glenn.
Yeah, all the fights out of Matthew Hall.
Oh, left hand, trying to come back, but a countering shot, and Lukáš Konečný is the new European light middleweight champion, all over in a flash. Matthew Hall down twice. The dream is over. It was worth the risk. He gave everything, Hall, but Lukáš Konečný just too polished, too good defensively, and knew too much.
Yeah, too strong, too experienced, and knew when to pick it up. You could tell that Matthew Hall was starting to wilt, that the spirit was dipping, and just then he picked it up and he put the punches in, and it was a good win. Konečný came here full of confidence, and deservedly so.
Thoroughly entertaining action from start to finish. They can both be proud of their efforts, but Konečný found the answers.
Well, it was a big ask for Hall to step in for a European title, but he started well, but Konečný just too busy, too accurate, getting the shots off, and hard and experienced, and that was what told for Matthew Hall in the end. Still trying to swing with every bit of power he had left, but it was just the punches from Konečný that sent him over.
Yeah, the gum shield spat out. A hard, brutal affair.
Lifting it, you know, you see the experience here, lifts it at the right time. Hall can't match him, tries a few big swings, but Konečný knows he's going to get it now.
Too strong, too steely, too much.
Came out with a good left hook, Matthew Hall. It was a final hurrah, wanted to try and get a big one on. Caught him, but Konečný wouldn't be denied, would he?
Lukáš Konečný, new European light middleweight champion. He did very well.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 1 minute 53 seconds of round 6, your referee has stopped the contest. He deemed that Matthew Hall was in no position to continue. The winner and the new European light middleweight champion, Lukáš Konečný. And a round of applause for the gallant Matthew Hall.
Dolphin clash showing their disappointment for Matthew Hall. Celebration for Lukáš Konečný, the new European light middleweight champion. Up next, warming up behind the scenes, Nathan Cleverly on the verge of a world title shot. Already picked up British, Commonwealth, European crowns. Add to that, he was awarded a degree in pure mathematics this summer, a 2-2 at that. Started out as one of Joe Calzaghe's sparring partners, and he's on the verge of a world title bid. He's taking on Karo Murat from Germany, who's looking for a 23rd straight win. Dangerous opponent, hits solidly to the body, particularly with the left. Decent hand speed as well. It is a battle of the unbeatens on the way for you. Well, there's the winner of our latest fight. European light middleweight champion, Lukáš Konečný. And there he is with the belt, and does break into a smile. We can hear from the man who's just been beaten. Disappointments for Matthew Hall.
Well, Matthew, I know you're very disappointed. Was Konečný just too good for you tonight?
Yeah, there's just nothing there. He just obviously stopped me a good shot to the body and hit me to the head. This is me done now. If I can't compete at this level, I'm not going to be second best and like scrape it about. That's me done now. I'm retiring.
I don't want to put excuses in your mouth, but did the business with the gloves unsettle you at all?
Nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that at all. Got in the ring, I was still calm and fine, and the day I just got beat by a better man.
There's nothing you could have done differently or should have done differently?
Nah, I was trying in there, but like in other fights, I just felt like there was nothing there. Everything went right in the gym, but come fight night, just nothing was there. So obviously, I'm not as good as I think I am.
Does that mean you're retiring now?
Yeah. If I'm not, like I say, I'm not going to scrape it about at levels that I think I should be fighting better. I might as well just pack in and go and do something else.
It's been great seeing you. Cheers, Matthew.
A sad figure. Matthew Hall announcing his retirement now after that devastating 6th-round knockout defeat to Lukáš Konečný. A fighter has to know when it's time, and the level was just too much for him.
Very hard, very tough decision, the right decision. As he said, he's boxed, he thought he was at that level, clearly wasn't, outboxed, outworked, at his own game, and he knew that his face told it all. You're supposed to really have a bit of a poker face when in there in the ring. His face gave it away, he knew it was just out of his class.
Konečný, a very similar style fighter, but just that bit too good for him.
Yeah, that was the thing. I gave Hall a chance because they had similar styles. We knew Konečný was going to stand his ground and trade off with him. But when you get an opportunity like that, all you can do is give it your best shot. So Matthew Hall can go home proud. He gave it his best shot. It simply wasn't good enough. A lot of the rounds were close, but Konečný was always the one landing the accurate punches. He was punching through the defence, whereas Matthew Hall was punching at the defence. And these fighters are in there. Each can feel the other guy getting a little bit stronger when you're getting a little bit weaker, and I think that was the case. And Matthew Hall, I think, knew he was on the way out. Konečný was still firing on all cylinders, and it was a matter of time. And thankfully, he didn't take too many punches when the end came. And you have to respect his decision to retire. But he gave it his best shot, simply wasn't good enough.
The pattern of the fight changed. From the off, Hall was there trying to push him back, trying to stand his ground. Then Konečný got more and more confident as Hall started to back off slowly but surely. And that gives a fighter confidence to do more, try more, and push for more.
OK, coming next, Nathan Cleverly. Can he continue his boxing education? Here's Ed Robinson.
Boxing brain box Nathan Cleverly was awarded a mathematics degree from Cardiff University this summer.
I graduated with a 2-2, so I've now got my BSc mathematics degree, and that's behind me now, so I can concentrate fully on the boxing.
And he wants to graduate as a world champion prize fighter within the next 12 months.
100% world champion and undisputed world champion within the next year.
Finally able to put aside revision and lectures to concentrate full-time on his training, the Welsh light heavyweight's ready for his toughest examination to date, taking on unbeaten German-based Karo Murat as he edges ever closer to his dream.
It's a massive fight for me, September the 18th, world title eliminator against Karo Murat. 2 undefeated guys going for it, so it's going to be a great night and a great fight for me.
After learning his trade as a young sparring partner to Joe Calzaghe, the new Welsh Dragon's made a name for himself, picking up British, Commonwealth and European titles.
It's stopped, it's over. Nathan Cleverly, British champion, Commonwealth champion, now European champion. Next stop the world, maybe, in the next year or so.
On a run of 6 straight knockouts, the unbeaten triple champion's maturing fast and hitting with ever more authority.
More punches raining in, the referee's going to dive in here, it is over!
But it's Cleverly's adaptability that makes the 23-year-old such an exciting talent.
I can box in 2 ways. I can either box long or I can get in close and mix it and beat him at his own game. So whatever plans out, really, you know, I'm not going in with a game plan as such, just whatever happens, but either way, you know, I will beat him.
Cleverly could be poised for superstardom if he can pass the Murat test and move on to conquer the world.
He's a strong, solid fighter, a German fighter, typical high guard, blocks a lot of shots, and he's undefeated, he's hungry, he's fearless. So it's going to be a great fight, but, you know, I'm out to take this guy apart.
Nathan Cleverly up next. One interesting observer is right here. Amir Khan has joined us in the studio. There's a lovely atmosphere here, and you're looking forward to this fight, I know.
That's right, yeah, it's an exciting fight. You know, Nathan, I think, is a great fighter coming from Britain. Welsh he is, and you know, I've seen his last few fights, very explosive, quick, and he's huge for the weight. He's so tall and big, but I think he's got a tough test in front of him today, but I think he'll get through it.
It must make you miss the fight game at the moment. You haven't fought for a little while.
Yeah, you know, I was walking through the back entrance, and it felt like it was my fight, you know, when they've got the cameras on you as you're walking through and everything, and I kind of missed it. But I'll be back out again quite soon.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. Jim, it's a fascinating fight, this, for Nathan Cleverly.
Well, we've been asking since this bill was thought up who would come through as the star of the night. I think there's a good chance it's going to be Nathan Cleverly. I think he's a special fighter. I mean, the speed they're moving him at, you can see that he's just blasting his way through the levels. You think, are they taking a little chance at this level? No, he deals with it without a problem. So you're all the way heading for a world title fight. This is a tough match for him. There are little things that he has to address. He doesn't have the greatest defence in the world. He's fully committed to attack. But I love the way he puts himself on the line. He tells you he's going to be dramatic tonight. He's looking for a quick stoppage. I don't see it happening, but you have to admire his attitude.
We saw him in a brilliant fight against Antonio Brancalian for the European title. What impressed you that night, Johnny?
I think the way he changed the thought of the fight. He's able to think as he's fighting. The confidence he took inside there. A clever fighter will be very, very hard to beat. And how cleverly just went about his work, changing the variety of the shot. He had a tall order in front of him, but still kept chopping those left hooks in and bullying him down. And I just loved how he just turned into a ring bully and made sure he intimidated his opponent from the off.
Amir, he doesn't mind getting involved in a tear-up, does he? He doesn't mind taking a few shots.
You know, he likes to get involved and throw some big shots. And like I said, his frame, if you look at his body frame, you know, he looks like a lean fighter, but he hits very, very hard.
What do you think his future holds? You were worried he was being moved along a little bit too quickly, Jim.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out tonight, because I think this is a real test for him tonight. An undefeated fighter who's proven he's already been the European champion at the weight below at super middleweight. This is a real test for Nathan. I feel he's going to win okay, but I think maybe we're going to be shown tonight he's not the complete fighter just yet.
Amir, what do you think he may have to improve on, Nathan Cleverly?
Well, I think on defence there's a few things, you know, sometimes he keeps his hands quite low as he gets in the later rounds. He tries looking for the knockout in the early rounds. I think he should just start composing himself a little bit. Let him get through a few rounds, warm himself up, and then wait for the knockout to come in the later rounds instead.
Well, Nicky Piper, proud Welshman, ringside with Ed Robinson.
Well, Nicky, how dangerous a fight is this for Nathan Cleverly at this stage in his career?
Well, it's a world title eliminator, and this is definitely the biggest test he's ever had. This is an unbeaten fighter, a former European super middleweight champion who can punch, likes to work and come forward. So this is a real test. We've seen him step up in levels over the last couple of years and look really, really good. If he can perform tonight, then we know he's truly world class.
Even though we know he's a smart fighter, Nathan Cleverly, is there a danger sometimes he switches his brain off in the ring and just gets a bit aggressive?
Well, I mean, he would say he's not switching his brain off. He's trying to look exciting and market himself. And tonight his tactics, he says, are going to be a real tear-up from the first bell. You know, some people would say that's suicidal against somebody like Karo Murat, you know, who likes to tuck up and counter with strong shots. But he wants to look exciting, he wants to impress, and let's hope he does.
Yeah, exactly. Let's hope he does.
Fingers crossed for Nathan Cleverly as he hopes to graduate to world level.